Hello everybody and welcome back to Sunshine Islands. It is the 16th day of fall today, which brings us to the Dog Festival. I have a save ready to go where I throw the frisbee and win, and the reason that I did it that way was just to obviously save a little bit of time. And despite the fact that my dog had 10 hearts and I also did a little bit of practice for the festival ahead of time, I still had a heck of a time getting my dog to have a heart above its head so that I could throw it the full 60 meters in order to win this festival. So there was a bit of trial and error there that everybody doesn't have to watch me struggle with, which is fantastic. So I will be showing that off momentarily. And I've just got a few small little updates, nothing really too crazy, adding on from the last time that we did an update, which wasn't too long ago. And now it's pretty exciting because we've only got a week and a bit before our daughter's birthday. So after the dog festival, there's not going to be too much to update on right up until her birthday comes around. I don't really know that I'm going to participate in the Fall Crop Festival or not. I don't think that growing one plot of bell peppers would be the end of the world if I really wanted to participate in this. But I've still kind of made the decision not to grow anything in this season, just kind of maintaining what it is that I already have planted. You will also notice that I have a new wallpaper in my house. So this is the fall wallpaper, and this is actually only available in this season. You can't get this wallpaper outside the fall season. Can't really say I'm too big a fan of the wallpaper itself. The color scheme was kind of poor. I wish they kind of just did all orange rather than throw in that yellow. But I really do like the flooring. I like the stars and I like the tiling and like the nice light coloring. I figured I would show that off before the season ended. And today my soybeans have all come in, so we're going to harvest all of this today. As you can see, my Orange Wonderfuls are maxed out on this sickle, so I have a 5 times multiplier, which means that I am in for a lot of soybeans. I only planted 4 squares worth, and I did harvest 1 square early in order to get some edamame. I don't really need the soybeans for much. It's not really the big thing that I look forward to. The big thing, of course, is the wheat, which you can see is all ready as well. This has actually been ready for several days, and as you can see, I have actually taken the time to chop a little bit of this down beforehand, but I wanted to save some of this for a video as well, just so everybody can see my sickle in action with all of the Orange Wonderfuls on it. I also had to take apart some of my fence while the wheat was growing in order to be able to water it properly, so I'll have to rebuild my fence as well. But as you can see, we've gotten lots and lots of wheat. We've got lots and lots of soybeans as well. And I am not going to run out of wheat flour, which is fantastic. That's pretty much primarily what I end up turning all my wheat into is wheat flour. And I have even more wheat flour because I already cut down a little bit of this, as I mentioned. Let's see if I can fix my fence. I should be able to. I can actually put my sickle away and bring out some of my material stone. And the animals have been pretty lucky because it hasn't rained. I don't think I have actually had a single day of rain in the fall, which is really, really bizarre because usually fall is the rainiest season in the entire game. I would say spring and fall both have lots and lots of rain, but just my luck, the one year that I'm not really too into growing crops and my weather is perfect. I've had really, really good weather all of the seasons in this year so far. I was put back a little bit by the storm that I had at the beginning of summer, but it's not really that big of a deal. And I do believe I also still have a bunch of stuff in my cabinet as well that I've been holding on to. I've got some buckwheat here that I never did anything with that I saved. I still have more rice here that I haven't used yet. I've got soybeans now. I've got lots of soybeans. I'm gonna actually just put all of this in my cabinet. And then we've got lots and lots and lots of wheat. So the orange Wonderfuls make a huge difference. As you can see, I just have massive, massive quantities of all of these grains, which is great because they do take a really, really long time to grow. So if you can get lots at once, then it'll get you through until the following year. And if I go through my fridge, as you can see, I've got almost 99 pieces of rice. I've got another stack of 99 rice that I haven't turned into steamed rice as of yet that I'll use for cooking. So I already used half of the rice that I got, and then I've also got a full stack of wheat flour. I've got some soybean flour in here, and I also have another stack of wheat flour. So I had completely run through my wheat flour from last year, but I didn't grow as much wheat, I don't think, and I also didn't have the 5 times multiplier on the sickle like I did this year. So if I were to keep playing, I don't think I would need wheat for, 2 years probably. I could probably just skip growing wheat altogether next year and I still probably wouldn't run out. My pineapples came in yesterday, so I went ahead and I harvested all of those and I shipped them. So I got a lot of money yesterday. I've got 2 little stragglers here. I'm not sure why I've got 2 pineapples that come in a little bit later than the other ones, but I will come back and water that in my own spare time. And then of course I've been paying attention to the orchard. So pretty routine. Haven't had any issues here. Have been getting apples and grapes. Grapes take a really long time to come in comparison to the apples, but luckily grapes will drop 2 or 3 at a time rather than just one singular apple, which does help. And then I have been also working on my shipping list. Now, I did mention this a couple of videos ago where I was sort of trying to fill out my shipping list a little bit before the end of the game. And I got a few comments about some of the items that I was missing or some of the things that I should remember to ship. And I've definitely done that, so thank you so much to the people who reminded me that the blue feather, for example, can be shipped. I definitely shipped that. And I went ahead and I shipped some of my Wonderfuls because they count. I got a piece of golden lumber from the monkeys, which I also shipped. I went ahead and bought all of the pet food from Mirabelle's shop, and I shipped all of that stuff. Your summer suns, or all of your suns rather, your seasonal suns all count. There's my blue feather, and then here's a few of the Wonderfuls that I've also shipped. So this list, all of these lists won't be 100% completed by the time that the game is over, but I think I've been doing pretty well on filling this out, alongside continuing to increase my cooking level. I have spent a little bit of money, but I'm still at almost $4 million now, 3.7 million, continuing to make lots and lots of money off of the pineapples. You can see yesterday I shipped all those pineapples, which was a lot of money. Almost $100,000 in one day. I have spent almost $100,000 as well, so you know, kind of spending a little bit of money here and there. And I think that's all I really have for an update, so why don't we go ahead and load up my save that I have for the dog festival. So basically I just saved it where Mirabelle's gonna read all the results. As you can see, I threw the frisbee 60.1 meters and my dog managed to catch it, which makes us the winner. And I really didn't have to go through all the effort of saving and reloading and making sure that my dog threw the frisbee or caught the frisbee so that I could win, but I was kind of curious to see what kind of wonderful I was gonna get out of it. So we got ourselves a red, which again, not terrible. But at this stage of the game, really probably not going to be using it. I think I've got quite a few reds and blues in my cabinet at this point, so I might just start shipping some of those to round out the shipping list. I think if we go into the cabinet, we can have a look at how many I have. I have 3, so now I've got 4, so I've actually got 4 reds and 4 blues. Probably not going to use them. The unfortunate thing about shipping Wonderfuls is that they're only worth $1 a piece, which is a complete ripoff for how rare they are. I'm not really sure why the game punishes you by only giving you $1 if you want to ship these, because it's like, well, why would I ship them? I'll just keep them, and then you end up just hoarding them, but I will probably ship these for the shipping log, because I'm not really using too many of my tools right now at the moment. And then the last thing, I guess, that I haven't touched upon, and this is gonna sound really mean, is for probably a full season now, I've just been giving Witch Princess gifts that she hates, and I've been trying to decrease her heart levels. And the reason for that is just to see what would happen. I just thought maybe there is a specific cutscene that you can get if your spouse becomes upset with you, or you can drop their hearts enough where you kind of have this like friction in your relationship, or I don't know, just something to spice things up. But her hearts will not budge past 9. I don't know if it's because talking to her and also getting a lunch from her every day cancels it out, but yeah, she has an orange heart and I haven't been able to get it to move past an orange. So yeah, I know some other games I've played, like Harvest Moon DS for example, you can really drop your spouse's heart really, really low and they'll actually have an event with you where they'll fight about how crummy of a spouse you've been, but doesn't appear to be the case in this game. So that was just something else I thought that I would test out, and it appears that I'm just doesn't matter what I do, she just won't love me any less, which I guess is good, but I'll probably stop being mean and maybe giving her some nice gifts, or at least not continuing to give her crappy gifts. So that's it for me. That's all I've got. We've got a few days before my daughter's birthday, so that'll probably be the very next thing we're going to update on, because that is the thing that we are waiting for. I will also make a conscious effort to interact with her while she's in her crib for up until her birthday, because what I'm hoping that will do is it'll count for talking to her a week in a row, which will mean that I can just start immediately giving her gifts as soon as she grows up, which will lessen the amount of time that we have to continue playing, of course. So that is my plan. That is my update. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.